This is Linda Lee with Ask Me PC Web Design and WordPress Total Training. We are going to talk about social media with a focus on author marketing and getting started. All right, then. Alrighty, what is social media marketing? There's so much hype, and everybody's had to come to accept that you probably do need to do some form of social media marketing for your book and your website. And as you can see here, we've got, website and blogging, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and forums. So there's more than one way to go about with your social media marketing. It's the process of gaining traffic or attention through social media sites. And so just broaden your thinking sometimes, because if you say, oh, I hate Twitter, or, I only use Facebook, or whatever it is, as long as you're using some sort of venue to promote yourself through a social media type of interaction site, you're on the right track. All right, why use it? When Twitter first came out, I really thought it was useless and I was hoping it would just die and go away, but it looks like it's here to stay. And different people use Twitter than use Facebook, and different people use LinkedIn. So actually, they're effective when you use all three of them, because believe it or not, you're going to have different clients and different people that are using and engaged with those different tools. So, the object of social media marketing is we're online all the time now. We don't really know each other. We build these big communities of a lot of people we don't know, friends of friends, and the object is to get people interested, to know you're authentic, you're trustworthy, and engage with you and introduce yourself to a lot of people as well. So, an interesting fact on here that I put in was research tells us that over 70% of purchases are influenced by peer recommendations. So, things that you talk about and you endorse, and your following or your tribe that you're building, if they're endorsing you, people will trust you, buy your books, your products, and your services. So, that alone is worth it right there. All right, the major players, because I'm sure all of you have seen there's just so many things always coming and going the last decade, are Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and WordPress, or any type of blogging. I, of course, teach WordPress, live and breathe WordPress, so I highly recommend WordPress with over 51 million users and growing daily. It's one of the best platforms out there. All right, let's take a look. Facebook is a social networking site that connects family, friends, and business associates, and most of you probably got started using it for that. Twitter is more of a place where you're capturing conversations, you're listening in, and it's effective, and we're going to talk about this, if you're giving back to people, not just promoting yourself. And then LinkedIn is more about self-promotion. LinkedIn to me is like your resume site. It leverages the contacts you already have. You can grow your groups, and it's much more of a professional level type of website. And then YouTube is very powerful in the search engines. You want to use YouTube even if you don't want to create your own videos. You can have your own channel and add videos you like and that are relevant to your topic. So it puts multimedia on your site. A lot of people find you through YouTube. You really want to take a hard look at using YouTube. Well worth it. All right, now what you need to get started is, first you need a website or a blog. You have to have a web address somewhere where people can find you. Next, you need a well-written and interesting profile on your site that you will use on each social media site. Now, the thing about a good profile is you want to spend a little time writing this. It's like a good biography, and it's going to be, you can write several versions, because different sites you might want to slant it different ways. But, ask your writer friends, ask your critique groups to help you. Have people look at it. Oftentimes it's hard to write a good biography on yourself, because there's a lot of things you wouldn't say about yourself that maybe your friends would. So be sure to ask for other people's opinions when you're writing that. And then one thing you need, I have in here, is my most recent professional headshot. It really makes a difference on how people perceive you if you have a good professional headshot. If you have a Polaroid picture of yourself with your cat or with your Christmas tree behind you and it's blurry, let's face it, doesn't really show that, first of all, you cared enough to get a good picture done of yourself, and secondly, it doesn't show that you're web savvy. So you don't have to be web savvy, but let's get a good headshot up on your profile. All right, now on Facebook, you can either create a fan page or an author Facebook page. And what you're going to be doing with your Facebook page is building your audience, building your following. You can have discussions about your book. Now, a lot of authors say to me, my book isn't done. It doesn't matter. You need to get the website up now. You can blog about the writer's journey. You can blog about your research. Every author knows there's a ton of things we never use in our books. Turn those into articles and blog posts online. You can have videos, surveys, discussions, photos. There's so much you can do. And this is all building your website up while you're writing your book. So please do not wait. Buy the name of your book, buy your own name, and get yourself a website. Okay, link your website to your fan page or your Facebook page. And I'm going to explain later how you can save a lot of time by having anything you post on your blog automatically post to your Facebook wall. You're going to be using the network's blog app or Twitter feed, which we'll discuss in a few minutes here. And directing, people to your Facebook site also allows them to learn more about you and your books. So that's a great method. All right, now blogging. All writers should be blogging. Whatever your topic, there's so much you can talk about. I mean, you're a writer. Come on. You can use your research, your passions, your characters. There are so many things you can talk about. There should never be a lack of ideas for you of things to discuss. And this is going to bring you, new people. People are going to Google topics and find you through the search engines. And fresh content is the thing. Google now actually tries to pull all the most recent information first. That's how they've redone their search engine algorithms, is that they're looking for the most recent. So you might notice you've been finding more and more relevant recent results instead of 2007, 2008 when you're looking for things now. They changed the way they did it. So the more content you put out there, your chances are better than they used to be. And, once again, I'm going to tell you how you can share your new blog post without a lot of work on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Okay, now, a lot of people say, how can I get more comments and my website is dead and nobody's talking? You want to encourage self-promotion. Everybody needs to get something out of it. So you can say at the end of your articles, I call your blog posts your articles. Do you have a Facebook page? Post your link here. Feel free. Let your readers promote themselves. They love it, and then you get to learn who your readers really are. At the end of an article, ask for some advice. Give me one suggestion on how to make this better. Or what do you do when you encounter writer's block? Make it about them, not you. This is a good general rule to succeed online, is if you're always engaging other people, asking their opinion, freely giving them advice and helping them out, it pays back more than I can tell you. Okay, request feedback. Ask for feedback. Just say, what's your biggest challenge? Tell me about your experiences. And these sort of things people will start, and it seems like once you get a conversation going, more and more people will come to the site and start engaging in the conversation. Now, one thing people talk about is, oh my gosh, I'm already so busy. I work full time. I'm trying to write my book on the side. How can I do all this? It's just too much. I agree with you completely. And I see people that come to me and they say, Linda, give me all of this, and they want the works. And they're not really ready for that. They need to just get a website up and maybe a Facebook, or, commit to doing 3 things a day to promote your book or product. I mean, if you could just get 3 things done, this doesn't have to necessarily be social media. If you can just get 3 things that are moving you towards your goal. And also another thing I see with people working online is they don't even know what their ultimate goal is. What's the point of your website? What are you trying to do? You trying to sell your book? You trying to have more people know who you are? Because you're going to approach things slightly differently if you know what is your ultimate goal. So spend some time and think about that. And this is one of the things, you can't really get there if you don't even know where you're going. How much time should I spend on this? Social media should be a part of your daily activity, but you need to just make sure that you budget it in. You go maybe do a little bit on Facebook and a blogging, or you're going to have to decide what you want to do. It's up to you to make your own sort of plan, like where you think it's going to bring the best payback for you. Set a realistic amount of time, because people are like, I'm going to do an hour a day. Most people I know can't even afford to do an hour a day of social media activity where you're tweeting and on Facebook. And the good news is there's a setup I'm going to tell you about where you can, every time you write a post on your blog and publish it, it automatically will tweet it and post it on Facebook for you and LinkedIn. So that's going to be a huge help. Then you could just try to write one article a day, or a couple articles a week on your blog. That would be helpful and good time saver. Okay, here's what I was talking about. There's a thing called Twitter feed. Now, what you do is you go there, and you have to have a WordPress blog for this to work, or a WordPress website. And you go there and you set it up. It takes about 30 minutes. And once you set it up, it will automatically take anything you post on your website and put a excerpt, a small photo if you have one on your blog post, on, and a link back to the article on Facebook, and it will shorten it and tweet it for you on your Twitter account. I love this. It is a huge time saver. Now on LinkedIn, you're going to set up something called network blogs. So you're going to go into your LinkedIn account and just look for network blogs, and then all you do is you just add your blog URL or your website. It doesn't have to be a blog on LinkedIn. And then when you publish on WordPress, your WordPress site, it will publish it on your LinkedIn account. So that is fabulous. Now, like I said, Twitter, I was not a huge Twitter fan when it came out. I just felt like I was tweeting miscellaneous short sentences into the void. And then another social media person turned me on to TweetDeck, which I really enjoy. TweetDeck sort of puts up all the conversations you're having side by side, and you actually can get the feeling that you are having conversations. So take a look, watch a demo on TweetDeck. I really found that it's much more effective to do if you want to, learn more about and feel more involved with your Twitter account. That is a great tool that you can use. Okay, now here's the basics, okay? Think about the relevant areas to your business that you're going to be sharing with your audience, your potential fans, your potential followers. And then this is how it starts off. You're going to follow people that are relevant for you, that, you're interested in, that, have to do with your topics, what you're trying to do. And then watch who they're following and see if you like them and you can follow them too. Okay, watch what people are saying, understanding the issues before you join the conversation. A lot of people don't understand. You can't just jump into conversations on social media. There's like a protocol, and if you do that, I'm sure you've had that happen to you if you have a Facebook account, where people that don't know anything that you and others are talking about sort of make some random miscellaneous weird comment, and everyone's like, what the heck was that, right? Okay, so start to engage. That's really important. And of course, don't spam with links. Oh my gosh, we all have people on our Facebook account and Twitter. All they do is publish links to their products and promote themselves. And quickly, you want to just get rid of those people. And I block them because they drive me crazy. They're just, sucking up all the space you have on your profiles. Okay, and it's always better to respond than push. So that goes with spamming, respond to things. And for instance, yesterday a couple articles came out, and I had relevant information that was, made it more interesting, and I responded with, oh, and also, did you know this, which also happened to be things I have on several of my websites. So I'm responding, I'm part of the conversation, and I'm even offering more information. That's what people like. It's like, oh, great, I never heard about that. I mean, I know I love it when that happens, and I learn about a lot of things through my clients saying, hey, have you ever seen this? Have you ever heard of that? And I just really appreciate it. And that's how you gain fans, that's how you gain a following, and that's how you want to do it. Okay, now, social media revolves around updates. Now, if you just think about that, instead of feeling a lot of pressure to create things, just think, you know what? Updates. I'm going to update. I'm going to have a conversation. I'm going to go back to that conversation that was really hot, that I was having fun in, and where I was sharing information rather than promoting myself. And this is how you build trust too, because people start to go, hey, that person always offers some really interesting tidbits and information, and they start to become interested in you. And that's the whole point of what you're trying to do. Now, one of the things I noticed after you work online for a while is you start to run out of ideas of what kind of things to talk about and how to promote yourself and what to do. So, after this presentation, I have a handout, and for those of you that are watching this online, I will have a download link for all the ideas that I wrote down and put into a handout that inspired myself. I came home after the San Francisco Writers Conference when I gave this presentation, and I have been doing these things. I've been going through my list. It's actually been quite fun. So here's some ideas to help you get started. All right. So you're going to have your blog posts, which we discussed. You've got events, anything coming up where you're speaking, what you're doing. You can put a download link to any of your handouts. Write a blog post. Maybe do a short outline on some speaking topics you may have spoke on, and then include a free handout. This is also a way that you can give away things like free handouts to get people to sign up for your email list too. This is another use of that. Videos of your events, videos that you make, book reviews and recommendations, very popular. You know, if you have a profile on Amazon and you do a lot of reviews, you should put that on your website. Any interviews you do, any live events you're at. That's especially fun to tweet during live events. At the San Francisco Writers Conference when I was giving this class, people were tweeting while I was giving it. It was really quite fun. Luckily, they were saying nice things. And that'd be a bummer if they said something bad when you're in the middle of your presentation. All right. And then there's articles, and then a series of related posts, excerpts of articles. Now, let me just stop a moment here. On articles, people online read an average now of 250 to 350 words. So those of you who have previous articles you've written that are longer, break them into a series. You can say part 2 tomorrow, part 3 the day after, and that gives your reader a reason to come back to your website as well. All right, you could have sales, offers you're running, discounts and coupons, presentations, PowerPoint presentations, any of these things. You know, documents, PDFs, white papers, which are, you know, just handouts or reports or things like that. Ebooks, you know, you can turn a presentation into an ebook if you want. I could literally turn this into an ebook and give it away on my website, this presentation I'm doing right now. Case studies, those are very popular. If you work in any kind of situation where you have any case studies, very fun to create a little 1-2 page document with the case studies. Now, e-newsletters, of course, obviously this is very powerful, and you can have people sign up for this. A lot of people say, I do not have time to do a newsletter. That's fine. Like I said, you can get people to sign up for your email list through other just giveaways, 10 tips on how to do this, you know, tip sheets, any handouts you may have done, things like that. So don't get locked into that kind of thinking. Audio is so easy now. You've got, you know, internet podcasts and audios, and you can turn those into SlideShare presentations with a PDF. Podcasting, as I said, live online radio shows with interviews. And by the way, one of the ways you can promote yourself is to contact people that do those radio shows. They're always looking for people. Videos, interviews, presentations, video products, any recent media coverage you may have generated. I have clips from TV appearances I've done. You can retweet or post someone else's content that you like. All you need to do is add their link. You can post a question that you want answered. Any free items you may have found online, ebooks and offers and downloads, put those in on your website for people. They'll really appreciate that. Insider tips, how-to videos that instruct and teach. If you have a success story, write about it. Another fun thing now is if you have a smartphone or a phone with a video, as most people do, get testimonials right on the spot when you're doing things. That's really fun. And then you've got statistics and graphs. Those are always fun for some people. And here's a couple of promotions. So those were just a few ideas that I came up with that you can, for content and ideas, if you're staring at the screen and having internet, web block instead of writer's block, you can look through that handout that I have available for you and say, oh, I could do this, right? All right, so here is a great promotion method. You can just make sure you go to other websites and comment. And part of commenting is you want to always leave your signature with a link back to your website so that people that read your comments can click and get back to your website. So commenting is very powerful. It also helps you in the search engines because you are leaving your link on other websites, and it's very helpful. Now on interviews, you can interview other bloggers, and you can turn this into a video or an audio. And another thing is do an email interview and just send them a bunch of questions and then post the whole thing on your website. So that's fabulous because then you're not doing so much work. You can just interview people. I have a person I work with that does very well, and they do a lot of a lot of people come to their site and guest blog for them. So they have excellent information from all over the internet that other people have done, and their site's doing very well. One of the things that's very successful is become active in online forums that relate to your topics. And this is a great way to get involved. There's sort of a protocol when you get involved in forums. You want to come in there and it's called a lurker. Someone said, oh, don't use that word. Well, it's actually called a lurker. So you go in and you watch how things run in the thing. Don't just jump right in and try to offer a bunch of information because there is a protocol in forums. And people become very good friends in forums. And I have actually made friends through people I've met on forums. And I've gotten a lot of business through forums where I was able to go in, learn, and then I learned enough to offer advice back and help other new people. So it's a very effective way to build, cross-promote, and meet other people. So whatever your topic is, find a forum where that topic is relevant and take part of it. And don't forget, like I said at the beginning, what I suggest is you spend some time, create one or two good profiles, have a good headshot, and that way when you join these forums and you're setting up your social media, it's a time saver too because you can just copy and paste these things in and upload the good pictures that you already have. So it saves you a lot of time. So we talked about commenting on other people's websites. And also, it's really effective to, if you find something on a site and you love it, write about it and link to their website because they know when people link to them because there's a section in the blogs that show you who's linking to you. And so they'll notice. And some big names are very generous and they might go read what you wrote and link back to you. So it's well worth it. Contribute post. You can contact people and say, I'd love to do a guest post for you, a guest blog post. And this is fabulous because their site might be doing much better than yours and be better established. And then you get an article and a post you wrote on there, and they always have usually your little bio and your links back to your website at the bottom. And that is fabulous. So you're going to have a whole audience that you didn't build, this other person built. But it's helpful for you. And then don't forget, always include your URL everywhere you post online and in your literature and in your business cards. You want people to find you. So, another thing you can do is contact existing customers, people, let them know you've launched a blog and a website, and profile people you know in a blog post and give them extra incentive to pay attention to what you're talking about. Another thing is promote your new site through customer lists and prospect lists, um, PR efforts such as media relations and pitching yourself. You always want to have a link to your site. This is, people now click websites to learn about you. So I know when people email me and they have a signature file and I don't know them, I will always click through to their website. I want to see what they're about. And one of the things I want everyone to do is go here to gravatar.com and get yourself a gravatar. And what that is when you are leaving your comments all over the internet, you've probably noticed a lot of people have a little image, either their headshot or the name of their business or a little cat, dog, something they like, next to their signature. And then other people just have sort of this generic thing you probably see all the time. That's because just set up yourself. The image is linked to your email address. It takes about 5 minutes, not even probably, to set up. You just go in there, you upload an image, you attach it, you tell them, I want this to go with this email. And every time you leave a comment online with that email, that little image will show up next to you. If the website has said, yeah, let's use Gravatar. Some people don't activate that feature, but most websites have it. So be sure to get a Gravatar. It's well worth it. And then another thing I suggest is always have a signature file in your email with your websites and your social media links and your tagline. And if you have a book, a little image of your book if you want. But have something in there because this is an opportunity for you to promote yourself in your email. And also, a lot of people, they just look in a signature file for your phone number if you have a business. It's very effective. So don't just use nothing. Have a signature file. Um, I wanted to quickly go over some other unique places to network. Redroom.com is a writer's website and it costs nothing to join, and you have a beautiful profile on there, and you can use blog posts you've already done. You can copy and paste them in there and build an audience on there. They have a lot. They have 500,000 visitors. So get yourself on Red Room if you're a writer. It's great. Many of you already know about Help a Reporter Out, Haro, and you can become a source and you will be quoted and they will link back to your website. So go check out Haro. And then don't forget about this is a great thing, content portals. Scrib.com is a big one, ezine.com, and goarticle.com. So go check those out. You're going to, once again, time saver, have your profile already done, your headshot, and then you're going to you can copy and paste. You don't have to, you can repurpose stuff that you've already done. So this sounds like a lot, but these are just great ideas for trans. So I hope that some of what I've said will inspire you to dig in, get started, not be afraid, and get going on your promoting your book and your website online. Thanks very much.